All right, TSL, let's get it. Welcome to another episode of The Sales Life. I'm your host, Marsh Bice. Some of us make a living at sales, but all of us make a life at selling. Because the sales life is just not for those in the sales profession, it's for those who are building the life skills of selling. Now, recently, on a recent episode, I talked about how to avoid burnout by taking a skill that I learned from Lauren Johnson, and how you put consistency before intensity. And we talked about that because many times, man, when we put intensity before consistency, then we ended up burning out. But Lauren Johnson said, if you put consistency before intensity, what you're going to find is that you're going to be able to level up once you get your consistency humming. That's the way that you're going to achieve success. And you achieve the success because you earn the burn along the way. But let me ask you a question. What do you do once you achieve success? What do you do then? I mean, once you lose the weight, once you have no debt, once you have thousands in the bank, once you get the promotion, or your platform is blowing up, what do you do then? And on a recent episode with Ben Newman, the Burn podcast, aptly proclaimed, Ben Newman was speaking with Ed Mylett. And Ed Mylett has achieved massive success. And Ben asked him, he said, how do you achieve such massive success? And Mylett said, I'm always adjusting the burn, because the burn always changes. Going on to use Tom Brady as a metaphor, he said Tom Brady always adjusts the burn. Like him or love him or hate him, he's always adjusting the burn. And see, his initial burn when he got into the NFL, he was a 6th-round draft pick. So his burn initially was, I belong here. I belong in the NFL. That was a burn for him. But then what he did is he adjusted the burn again to be a student of the game. So if and when his chance to get in the game actually came about, he was ready. That was a burn for him. But then once he got into the game, he adjusted the burn again. See, he didn't arrive. He wasn't done there. Oh, I'm a starter. No, he adjusted the burn to make sure that he never gave the position back, because the burn always changes. So he adjusted the burn again to then win a Super Bowl. Then he adjusted the burn again to win another. Then he adjusted again to win another. And now he's adjusted the burn to become the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Tom Brady always adjusts the burn, so that way the flames never go out. When you achieve, when you earn success, I want you to always remember, always adjust the burn, because the burn always changes. When I lost my weight, I lost my burn. I didn't realize it. One of the worst times that I ever had was once I lost the weight. Because see, once I achieved it, I had nothing to fight for. I had nothing to complain about. I was there. And quickly I put on 10 pounds because I had no burn. I had nothing to chase. Another burn for me was when I was trying to sell my house. I had a burn. It's a tough burn now, but it was a burn no less. I was choking in debt. I was barely making ends meet. But every day, man, I had a burn for that. And once I sold the house, my burn was gone. And it's a weird way, man. As much as I wanted the load off of me, when you don't have that burn anymore, if you're not careful, you'll settle into mediocrity. You always have to adjust the burn. Think about a new position. Think about sales. Sales is a natural burn. When you first get into the business, man, you've got a natural burn. And if you're not careful, man, you're going to burn out. But it's not that some people burn out just through success. They settled in and they have a way of manipulating their month to make ends meet every single time. But other people quit too soon and they burn out the other way, the short way, when they were one more spark away from making it all blow up with massive success. You got to remember, man, success is not an eternal flame. You got to always adjust the burn. And some burns, bro, you're going to have to add logs. It's not set it and forget it. Some burns, you got to add logs. Some burns, man, all you got to do is just stoke the flames. The flames, you got enough wood there. You got enough burn there. But the flames start to die down. That means that you have to stoke them. You have to poke them to get that burn back. And you got to ask yourself today, what kind of burn do I have, man? Am I burning today? And if you're not, do you need to add logs? Do you need to stoke the fires? And sometimes that stoking is new thoughts, new processes, doing things that scare you, new relationship even. Because the people who came with you to where you are today are not always going to be the same people who go with you in the tomorrows that lay ahead. Adjust the burn. So sometimes it's adding logs. Sometimes it's stoking the fires. And other times, you got to rebuild the flames. Brand new fire. Brand new burn. When I got demoted, I had to have a brand new burn. The old bonfire that I had as a general sales manager was gone, never to come back. And that was a good thing. In retrospect, best thing that ever happened for me. So I got a chance to build a brand new burn. And this is why you see the sales life. It's a new burn for me. Nothing you achieve massively is ever going to be set it and forget it. So get that out of your mind right now. You're never going to arrive. You're never going to be at the point where you say, I made it, because you're always going to be making it by adjusting the burn. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me get on here real quick just to give a few shouts out. Nat Banks, thanks so much for jumping in. Demetrius, good morning, my brother. Appreciate you jumping in there. Tom Hoflinger, what's happening, brother? And also, those of you who are on Instagram Live, thank you so much for joining. Thanks, Nat. Appreciate you, brother. Be sure and share this with one person who needs to hear this, man, who at one time, man, you were talking to them and they had a burn. But it's like when you talk to them now, they're not burning anymore. There is no burn. Share this episode with them also. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.